Scooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby-Doo. Oh, sorry, I didn't, I didn't see that. Sorry, I was watching one of my favorite Saturday morning cartoons. Sorry. Since you're here and since it's Saturday, why not continue my tradition of reviewing two movies? Okay, first we'll go with this one. This one is a movie that came out, I believe it came out late last year. Side Effects. This movie stars Jude Law, Runa Marty, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Channing Tatum. There it is, right there. There's the front. There's the back. And this is a film by Steven Soderbergh. And this story is basically about a young woman played by Rooney Marty. She is married to Channing Tatum in this movie. And her name is Emily Taylor. There she is right there. And Channing Taylor is Martin Taylor right there. And basically, the story of her, it's her story basically when her husband, Channing Tatum, who plays Martin Taylor, he gets locked up for insider trading. And in the beginning of the movie, you know, she's visiting him and he's soon to be released. And so he gets released. And then they, you know, try to start building their life back together again. But she's severely depressed, okay, and she's previously been treated, okay, by a psychiatrist. So now she goes to another psychiatrist, played by Jude Law. His character is named Dr. Jonathan Banks, and he prescribes this drug. I think they call it Elixir. I forgot, it's a wacky name, Elixir or something like that. And supposedly, and it gives her side effects. Okay, that's what the title of the movie's called. And I don't want to spoil what happens after she gets the drug, but like I said, he gives her the drug to treat her depression, and she actually first he gives her other drugs to treat her depression, but she doesn't seem to be getting better. And then he gives her this new medication. It's called Abilix. I think that's what's called, Abilixir. Anyway, he gives her the new drug, and it seems to be working, but she seems to give her this weird side effect of like sleepwalking. Okay, and then something. I say I don't want to spoil it. Something tragic happens. Okay, I won't tell you what it is. You know, as a result of this drug that she's taking, and it starts off a chain of events that ripples through Dr. Jonathan Banks' life. Okay, and I don't want to spoil exactly what happens after that because this movie is really, really good. Performances by the entire cast, you know, specifically Jude Law and Runa Marty, and even Channing Tatum and Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's a really great story about basically drug use and medical industry and the effects of drugs and how drugs are a boon to the medical profession and all the ramifications that happens with this. And basically, it's the story of how all this affects these four characters, and it's really, really a really good story, a really good drama. It's probably one of the best movies I've seen this year, and I wish I had seen it last year when it came out, because this is definitely one of the best movies of the year. Just like I said, it's a great script, great direction, and great performances by the whole entire cast. You will definitely feel, you know, it has a little twists and turns here and there, but it's a really, really good movie. The plot is, like I said, the movie's called Side Effects, and basically what happens after those side effects happen and stuff, and everything else that follows after that, it's just a really, really good drama and an excellent cast. I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. That's how fantastic I think this movie is. It's just an excellent movie and great performances by the whole entire cast. Just one of Steven Soderbergh's best. Okay, I can highly recommend this more. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, now the next one is called Gone, starring Amanda Seyfried, and I think this came out in 2012, which would be last year. And basically, this is a story of a young lady. Okay, Amanda Seyfried plays Jill, and previously, I think in the story about a year ago or something, she was apparently kidnapped out of her house and taken and thrown in a hole in the woods by a mysterious attacker, you know, and she managed to escape. Okay, and of course, you know, she's extra paranoid about it from now on, and she actually lives with her sister. And then one day her sister when she goes to work, she works as a waitress late at night, and when she comes home, her sister is missing, and basically, she starts, going to the police as soon as she returns home and her sister is gone, and she immediately suspects that the person who kidnapped her sister. Okay, so she goes to the police, and the police really don't believe her because when they investigated her kidnapping, they couldn't find any forensic evidence or anything, so they really kind of don't believe her. They think she's extra paranoid and stuff, and she has mental problems because she was hospitalized after her abduction or what they think was her abduction. Okay, so the police kind of blow her off, but she's very determined, and she has a folder full of evidence, of other kidnappings or other girls gone missing, and she basically, when the police basically blow her off, she basically starts looking, on her own, and this is the story of her basically looking for us and going all out to do it. And I think Amanda Seyfried is really, really good in this. She really plays a determined woman who's determined and desperate to get her sister back at all costs, and she does whatever she has to do to get her, to get back, to get clues and stuff to find out where her sister, who's got her sister and where she is, and to try to race against time to hopefully find her sister. Like I said, and despite the police not believing her and stuff, and them chasing her because, of course, she's extra paranoid. She carries a gun, and the police think she's dangerous, so they actually go after her. But she's determined to find her sister at all costs. And like I said, this movie was a good thriller. Amanda Seyfried's character Jill was a good, strong character, and she was really dogged in her pursuit, to hell with anybody else, and she did what she had to do to help find her sister. But the only thing negative I can say about this film is that they really treat the cops like idiots in this movie. I guess for the story to work, cops kind of have to not believe her, and whether that's true or not, they kind of just blow her off. And so I won't tell you, what happens at the end and whether her sister is really kidnapped or not. But Amanda Seyfried's performance in this is really, really good. She really plays a determined girl that's going to let nothing stop her from, bringing her sister back home. And like I said, the cops, everybody else is kind of like side characters in this. She's like the main star of this, and she's, like I said, she's determined to do what she has to do to get her sister back, and she's really good in this. Okay, like I said, but I think some of the plot points are kind of weak in the story. Okay, which without revealing what they are, I don't want to spoil it by telling you what the points, because then it'll kind of spoil what the real, what the real, thing in the story is behind Gone, the title. Okay, so, but I think some of the story elements, like I said, like the cops being absolute morons, and basically and treating her like she's mentally handicapped and basically blowing her off. I think that was kind of weak. That was kind of weak, and also I just say the motivations. Okay, a little bit of the motivations are kind of weak sauce. Okay, but Amanda Seyfried, for her performance alone, she's really good in this. So I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. I would give it a 7 out of 10, or if it was if it had a stronger plot, stronger main plot, I would give it a 7. But for her performance alone, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Okay, so I definitely, if you want to rent this, it's a good watch. And like I said, her performance, Amanda Seyfried, is really good. The story, like I said, is sort of weak, and the cops are treated like morons in this. So, but I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 just for Amanda Seyfried's performance. So if you want to watch it and enjoy it, it's a really good movie. Otherwise, it's just about a determined girl that's determined to do what she has to do to find her family. So that's really good. And also, I want to remind you, Side Effects, great movie by Steven Soderbergh. Great performances by the cast: Jude Law, Rooney Mara, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Channing Tatum. Again, I give it an 8 out of 10. Basically about a young couple. The wife is severely depressed, and she gets prescribed a new drug, and the side effects of that, and then what happens after that, after she starts taking the drug, and everything that happens after that is just fantastic. And I don't want to spoil it by telling you what happens after that, but it's really good performance by all the entire cast, and basically about the medical profession and stuff, and side effects, and how medicine is big business and stuff, and everything that happens after that with drugs and side effects of those things, and great performances. And like I said, there's a couple of twists and turns in this movie, but definitely worth getting. And 8 out of 10. one of the best movies I've seen this year, Side Effects. Glad I picked this up. Okay, so that's my movie review. Let me know what you think of my titles. Feel free to leave your comments down below. And this is Trepacer saying so long and take care. And I'm going to go back to watching my Saturday morning cartoons.